Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunattu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Namo Namo. Om Namo Namo Namo. Om Namo Namo Namo. Om Namo Namo Namo. Achyutaya Namaha. Shri Anantaya Namaha. Achyutaya Namaha. Shri Anantaya Namaha. Sundaraya Namaha. Suravanditaya Namaha. Sundaraya Namaha. Suravanditaya Namaha. Madhavaya Namaha. Madhusudanaya Namaha. Madhavaya Namaha. Madhusudanaya Namaha. Om Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Stunvanti Divyaistavaihi Vede Sangapadakramopanishadaihi Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavasthita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yoginaha Yasyantam Navidusura Suragana Devaya Tasmai Namaha Devaya Tasmai Namaha. Let us chant from 15 onwards. Yunjannevam sadatmanam yogi niyatamanasah shantim nirvana paramam matsamsthamadhigacchati natyasnatastu yogosti na chaikantamanasnatah na jati swapnashilasya yuktahara viharasya yuktacheshtasya karmasu yuktasvapnavabodhasya yogo bhavati dukkhaha yada viniyatam chittam आत्मन्येवावतिष्ठते निःस्पृहः सर्वकामेभ्यः युक्त इत्युच्यते तदा यथा दीपो निवातस्थः नेङ्गते सोपमा स्मृता योगिनो यतचित्तस्य युञ्जतो योगमात्मनः यत्रो परमते चित्तम् यत्र चैवात्मनात्मानं पश्यन्नात्मनि तुष्यति सुखमात्यन्तिकं यत्तद् बुद्धिग्राह्यमतीन्द्रियम् वेत्ति यत्र न चैवायं स्थितश्चलति तत्त्वतः यं लब्ध्वा चापरं लाभं मन्यते नाधिकं ततः यस्मिन् स्थितो न दुःखेन गुरुणापि विचाल्यते. So that highest state of meditation is that state where the mind becomes fully absorbed in the self. So what is the comparison given? The comparison given is that of a flame in a breezeless spot. So just like that flame doesn't move, it is steady. In the same way, the mind becomes steady, absorbed in the self. That is the state of firm establishment in yoga. Yogastu chittavritti nirodha. Patanjali Yoga Sutras. They also say the same thing. Chittavritti nirodha. All the thoughts in the mind are restrained. The mind gets absorbed. So what is the experience in that state? Sukham Atyantikam, the ultimate peace. Where is this peace coming from? It is the very nature of the self. So this is one way of rating our progress. When we are walking the path of spirituality, is the intensity of bliss increasing or not? There is an intensity of joy also. The greater the absorption of the mind in the self, greater is the bliss. This is one way to measure intensity of peace. Sukhamatyantikam. Bhagavan, why do you say that it is the ultimate bliss? It is ultimate because yasmin sthito na dukkhena gurunapi vichalyate. Even the greatest sorrow doesn't shake that person. That is a proof of ultimate bliss. No sorrows are able to destabilize him from that state of bliss. The bliss continues. So therefore, this must be the goal of life. Says the next verse number 23. Tam vidya dukkha sanyoga viyogam yoga sannidam sanischayena yoktavyaha yogo nirvinna cetasa tam vidya dukkha sanyoga viyogam yoga sannidam sanischayena yoktavyaha yogo nirvinna cetasa. Yes, tam vidyat. This you must understand as yoga. What is yoga? Dukkha sanyoga viyoga is yoga. So this is one unique definition of yoga. So many definitions are there in Bhagavad Gita for yoga. This is one such definition. What is the definition? Dukkha sanyoga viyoga yoga. So to start from the back to understand the meaning. The yoga of viyoga, disassociation from, sanyoga, association with, dukkha, sorrow. So what is yoga? Yoga is disassociation from our association with sorrow. Dukkha sanyoga is association with sorrow. By default, we are in that state. That is our default state, dukkha sanyoga. If you don't do anything, the dukkha sanyoga is always there. So what is yoga? All our effort to disassociate ourselves from our inherent association with sorrow. Dukkha sanyoga viyoga yoga. So you don't have to do anything for sorrow. It is by default. Left to ourselves, we are in sorrow. But Swamiji, I am very happy. You are an ignorant person. Even to know that you are miserable, some maturity is necessary. The very fact that we are born in this world, it is nothing but sorrowful. That itself is a cause of sorrow. Many times You know, insensitive people ask this question. What happened to you? Why are you going to Gita class? Something happened. Something happened. In fact, you should ask this question. Why is it that you are not coming to Gita class? Somebody came and told me, Swamiji, you talk about moksha, liberation from birth and death cycle. I have absolutely no desire for moksha because I thoroughly enjoy this world. There are so many places which I have not visited. There are so many things which I have not eaten. The whole world is left. So therefore, I don't mind coming back to this world because there is so much to explore. Why are you unnecessarily talking about moksha? This question appeared to be very valid. But see, these are the questions raised by insensitive minds. For a sensitive mind, what is this world? Dukkhalayam ashashvatam. These are the words of Bhagavan himself. The one who has created the world has described this world as Dukkhalayam. Alayam means what? Abode. Vidyalayam, abode of knowledge. Ashwalayam, abode of horses. Aushadhalayam, abode of medicines. Dukkhalayam, abode of sorrow. Who is telling? Not some pessimist who has been a failure in life. This is the name given by Bhagavan himself in the 8th chapter. An abode of sorrow. This is right understanding. Bhagavan, what is the sorrow in this world? Janma, mrityu, jara, vyadi, dukkham. Birth is painful, death is painful, disease is painful, old age is painful. Sometimes association with people is painful. Sometimes disassociation is also painful. What is there in life? This is maturity. This is sensitivity. First qualification to be truly spiritual is we must understand that we are associated with sorrow. Dukkha Sanyoga. How intensely are you aware of this fact? To that intensity, you will try to do yoga from Dukkha Sanyoga. How painfully are we aware of this bitter reality that we are associated with sorrow? And how painfully we are aware that there is no other way out. We can't escape through any other means. Existing in this body is nothing but misery. Packed and sealed in this body. That is our condition. How many disease can come in this body? Go to Google and search. For every letter there is infinite number of disease. A. Big list. Google will ask you, which disease you want? Many are there. A to Z. Dukkhalayam. Anityam asukham lokam ivam prapya bhajasvamam, Bhagavan says. You have got this now, you are into this world. Anityam asukham. But if somebody is saying, no, Swamiji, I am thoroughly enjoying. Wait for some more time. That's all we can say. This is the first qualification. Parikshalokan karmachitan brahmana nirvedamaya nastya kritah kritena. May a wise person experiment with this world. Pariksha, do. Try to be happy. Let us see. It's a challenge. Try to gain defect-free happiness in this world. Open challenge is thrown by the Upanishad. Anything which is giving joy in this world, finally it will end up in suffering, in sorrow. This is the reality. And from this comes Vairagya. Everything in this world is misery only. Oh Lord, what am I supposed to do? Then comes searching for a guru, searching for knowledge. This stage is essential. This stage is unavoidable. Only then we'll understand the value of Gita, value of Upanishad, value of Vedantic knowledge. The necessary condition is this misery. The first necessary condition to value food, what is the necessary condition? Hunger. First hunger, then you value food. Food given to a person who is not hungry, he will not know the value of food. In this world, for everything, there is a value. And value is experienced when you suffer because of the lack of it. Everything. So therefore, war also has a place in this society. War is necessary. Why? Because war teaches us the value of peace. Anything given free has no value. Many times we don't understand the value of a thing because it has been given to us without hard work. So therefore, suffering is necessary. Suffering makes us understand the value of a thing. So the necessary condition to understand the value of this great knowledge, Rajavidya, Rajamohyam, Pavitramidam Uttamam, Pratyakshavagavam Dharmyam, Susukham Kartumavyam, this great knowledge. When do you understand the greatness of this knowledge? When you suffer because of ignorance of this knowledge. And then when you come to this path, oh, it is like Amritam. Even a glass of water can be Amritam. For whom? The one who is dying out of thirst in a desert. For him, one glass of water is Amritam. In the same way. Many times we try to force our children into this. It doesn't come. Once they get married, have 2 children, they will come. That ripening is necessary. Worldly experience will ripen you. The world is designed for it, to make us ripen. Just like you ripen the mango by keeping in a warm environment. In the same way, the world has its tapatraya warmth to ripen us. Once we ripen, suddenly we come, oh my God, such a wonderful knowledge. If only I had got it 20 years back. 20 years back also this knowledge was there. Gurus were there, ashrams were there, everything was there. But I could not understand the value of this knowledge because I was not ripe. Tam vidya dukkha sanyoga viyogam yoga sannitam. Our disassociation from our association with sorrow. What is this association with sorrow? Association with the body, that's all. Identification with the body is the source of all misery. Once you are identified with the body, that's the first mistake. After that, it's a series of mistakes and therefore a series of suffering. Dukkha Sanyoga. So the whole path of meditation is detach from this sukham, detach from this dukkham attached to sukham. Detach from the sorrow-filled body attached to the bliss-filled self. This is the whole of meditation. Bhagavan says, Sannischayena yoktavyaha. This has to be done. There's no other choice. If you are not doing it, you are wasting your time. Any distraction, any other distraction will not work. Distractions might give you some relief, but it is not a solution. It's only a painkiller. Painkiller is not a solution. Sanischayena yoktavyaha. It has to be practiced. Sayogaha nischayena yoktavyaha. How? Anirvinna chetasa. With all diligence, with all seriousness, with all determination, focus, because this is the only way. Nanyaf pantha ayanaya vidyate. There is no other way. Knowing the self is the only way. The earlier, the better. Bhagavan, at the seat of meditation, what are we supposed to do? Now comes the core teaching of this chapter. Sankalpa prabhavan kaman त्यक्त्वा सर्वान् शेषतः मनसैवेन्द्रियग्रामम् विनियम्य समन्ततः संकल्प प्रभवान् कामान् त्यक्त्वा सर्वान् शेषतः मनसैवेन्द्रियग्रामम्. Yes. What has to be done at the seat of meditation? Manasa eva indriyagramam viniyamya. At the seat of meditation, step by step, become indrawn. Start from the gross, slowly enter into the subtle. So at the seat of meditation, you come, you sit for some time, following all those, whatever has been discussed earlier, asana, sharira sthiti, etc. Sit. Then what happens? Now your sense organs are cut off from the outer world. Manasaeva indriyagramam viniyamya. Sense organs are shut off. Okay. Then what has to be done? Now the problem is the thoughts in the mind. 10-15 minutes it will take for the impressions to settle down. Generally when you come out from the world, from the active world, impressions are still there. It will take some time for the impressions to settle down. After that what happens? Then the vasana starts erupting. So what should be done? Sankalpa prabhavan kaman. So such vasanas, vasana related thoughts. So there are two types of thoughts. One is impression related thoughts. It will die down after 10-15 minutes. The second is vasana related thoughts. It starts erupting after some time. What is impression related thought? You have talked to someone, you have exposed to some word, all those images will flash in the first few minutes. That's called as impression related thoughts. They are not vasana related. There will be some, what you call, echoing of the outer world. Slowly that will die down. Then the thoughts which arise will be from our vasanas. They are called as sankalpa prabhavan kaman. Sankalpa we have discussed enough. What is sankalpa? Thoughts associated with our likes and dislikes. Sankalpa prabhavan kaman. So all those thoughts, desires born out of sankalpa, tyaktva sarvan asheshatah, completely giving up. Don't entertain any worldly thoughts. Bhagavan, how to give up those worldly thoughts? Can you give some tip? Yes, listen. Next verse. Shanai shanairu paramed buddhya dhruti grihitaya atma samstham manah krutva na kinchidapi chintayet. Shanai shanairu paramed buddhya dhruti grihitaya atma samstham manah krutva na kinchidapi chintayet. Yes. Shanaihi uparamed. Don't be in a hurry. It will take some time for the mind to settle down. Shanaihi. No hurry is allowed here. The mind will go to some sense object, some likes and dislikes will be there. Shanaihi, slowly, gradually. Uparamed, withdraw the mind. Withdraw your attention from those worldly thoughts. Bhagavan, but how? How to do it? Buddhya. Dhruti grihitaya buddhya. By your intellect. When the mind is wandering into the world, into the fields of likes and dislikes, thinking of things, beings and situations, what has to be done? Withdraw the mind. How to withdraw the mind? With your intellect. What kind of intellect? Dhruti grihitaya, educated intellect, strengthened intellect. What is the strength of the intellect? The strength of the intellect is knowledge. Intellect exposed to knowledge is a strong intellect. Knowledge in the form of information, knowledge in the form of experience. Jnana vijnana. So that strength of the intellect is its knowledge. So where do you get this strength from? From Shravanam and Mananam. Listen to the scriptures. You have reflected upon the scriptures. Conviction has come. That such a convinced intellect, again, intellect strength is when we live a life of values and not life of likes and dislikes. So every time you fight against your likes and dislikes, intellect is strengthened. Every time we live life of the scriptures based on rights and wrong, intellect is strengthened. So such a strong intellect you have already possessed by walking the path of Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga has given you enough strength. So at the seat of meditation, you are having an intellect which is a muscular intellect, Mr. Intellect, like Mr. Universe. Mind is a weak mind. So therefore, whenever the mind goes here and there, hey, come here. Buddhya dhrutigrihitaya. At the seat of meditation, there is a tug of war. Tug of war between what I know and what I like. Ideal me and the present me. Tug of war. That is a tug of war of mind and intellect. Who will win? Depends on who is strong. Suppose the intellect is a very weak intellect. You never fed him properly. Dubla patala, thin fellow. Or you never lived a life of values. Compromising with everything. Fully attached, licentious life. Literally that intellect is almost dead. Then what will happen? Mind will carry away the intellect. There is no intellect only. Indriyanam vicharatam yad manonu vidhiyate tadasya harati prajñām vāyuhu nāvam iva ambhasi. Just like the wind carries an anchorless boat in the water. So the boat has to be anchored. Suppose it is not anchored, then what will happen to that boat? Carried away by the wind. In the same way, a person whose intellect is not strong, his mind carries him away into the fields of the sense organs. This is what happens if we have not prepared ourselves for meditation. But here we are not talking of such people. Here we are talking of a qualified student who has lived an intelligent life. Intellect is strong. So as the mind is wandering, this person comes to know that yes, mind is wandering. Many times you are not even aware that mind is wandering. You see, even to be aware that mind is wandering, some purity is necessary. Withdrawing the mind is second thing. First thing is, are you aware? Many times what happens is, half an hour mind is wandering and suddenly you become aware. The moment the mind goes somewhere, you should be aware. As you progress in your meditation, this awareness becomes very sharp. You know why? It is because when the mind is wandering away into the world, it is going away from God. Going away from God, going away from self means what? Going away from bliss. Going away from bliss means what? Going towards sorrow. So the moment mind wanders somewhere, there is a misery. It is this misery which makes us aware. Why is that I am miserable? Oh, mind is going somewhere. Hey, come here. You see? Suppose you have only 10 units of happiness and you fall down from there. You are not even aware that you have fallen down. But suppose you have 10,000 units of happiness and then where you fall, then it is a big fall. Isn't it? In the same way, as you progress in this meditation, mind is trained to absorb in the self. That mind is experiencing higher and higher bliss. So the moment that mind goes away into the world, mistakenly, there is a sudden drop in bliss. Remember, for a person who is used to 10,000 units of bliss, for him 100 units of bliss is not bliss, it is pain. Because everything is relative. For a person who is experiencing 1 lakh units of bliss, 1 million units of bliss, for him 10,000 is blister. Isn't it? It's all relative. So as you grow higher and higher, more and more advanced in meditation, there is a greater and greater responsibility. Responsibility is more for a person who is advanced. What is the responsibility? Responsibility of remembrance of God. Responsibility of abiding in the self. For a person who is not at all experiencing any bliss, he can do anything. Like the child who is lying down flat on the back. There is no question of falling only, because he already fallen. A child who has not yet learned how to walk. Where is the question of fall? Falling comes only when you start walking, isn't it? So too, in this path, as you start experiencing the bliss of the self, then there is this extra responsibility not to get astray. So, as the mind wanders into the world in the fields of likes and dislikes, what happens? There is a warning signal. Because you are going away from the light of the self. You are entering into darkness. You are entering into misery. That misery wants you. So that buddhi says, "Hey mind, where are you going? Come here, come back." So the intellect, well-educated intellect, trained intellect, strong intellect, educated in the lines of the scriptures, that intellect is able to withdraw the mind. And then Atma Samstham Manakrutva, that buddhi, that intellect is able to fix the attention of the mind upon the self. Nakinchita vichintet, again, don't think anything else. This is the practice. Mind will go out, intellect has to bring in. Intellect means right understanding. Mind means likes and dislikes. Again and again with right understanding, bring back the mind, bring back the mind, bring back the mind. This is the process of meditation. Paying attention to consciousness, paying attention to the self. Nakinchita vichinte, don't think anything else, anything of the world. Don't entertain any thought of the world. But the mind will entertain. Then what you should do? Next verse. Yato yato nischarati manaschancalamassthiram tatastato niyamyetat atmanyeva vasham nayet. Yato yato nischarati manaschancalamassthiram tatastato niyamyetat atmanyeva vasham nayet. So mind is chanchalam asthiram. This is the nature of the mind. So it is very fickle, doesn't stay at any place, very restless. Yatah nischarati. So mind will again and again go out. So these are all the problems of the beginners of meditation. For the advanced people, there is no much problem because mind is wandering only for happiness. Once it gets the happiness in the self, it doesn't wander. Exact like in front of a powerful magnet, the iron piece doesn't wander. All the wandering happens when the magnet itself is not powerful. So, in the beginning when the mind wanders, it will wander into the fields of its likes and dislikes. Yataha yataha, in whichever place it is wandering. Tataha tataha niyamya. Withdraw the mind from those places. And then, atmanyeva vasham nayet. Bring back the mind, place it in the self. This has to be repeatedly done. Again and again the mind will go out. Again and again withdraw the mind. This is how at the subtle level vasana exhaustion happens. In Karma Yoga, at the gross level vasana exhaustion happens, but in meditation alone, the subtle vasanas are exhausted. How do you exhaust subtle vasanas? This is the way. Mind shows interest in an object. The intellect says, my dear, there is no happiness there, happiness is here. Again you withdraw. Now mind is educated. Yes, I got more happiness here, I did not get happiness there. Slowly, slowly, slowly mind is educated. This is called as vasana exhaustion. So intellect has twofold job. First one, to prove the mind that this object which you are meditating, actually there is no joy there, there is only pain. Intellect has to educate the mind. Mind gets carried away by the initial pleasures of that object. But deep down there is hidden pain. It is the job of the intellect to tell the mind, see, this object, it is agre amrutopamam pariname visham. In the beginning it is nectarian, but in the end it is pain, it is suffering. Are you seeing the suffering, oh dear mind? What are you seeing? Only the outer superficial pleasure, but deep down it's all pain. It is a job of the intellect to tell the mind. And once intellect is able to show the pain of that object to the mind has no more interest, the mind withdraws. But after, what you have to do? Atmanya vashamne, that also is the job of intellect. Hey, come here. You want happiness? No, it's here. Mere vairagya alone will not do. Bhakti also is necessary. Viveka is necessary. Okay, fine, there is no happiness in the object. Then where will I go? Come here, it's here. Both are necessary. This is the job of the intellect. So then what happens? A time comes when the mind shows no interest in that object. That is called as vasana exhaustion. The mind shows no more interest. Why it is not showing any interest? Because now the mind is able to see the pain. Once the mind is able to see the pain, the disinterest born in the mind is a sign that that particular vasana is exhausted. So this is a constant pain. So these are all happening at the subtle level, very subtle level. And once this way all the vasanas are exhausted, what happens to that yogi? Next verse, verse number 27. Prashantamanasam henam yoginam sukhamuttamam upaiti shantarajasam brahmabhutamakalmasham prashantamanasam henam yoginam sukhamuttamam upaiti shantarajasam. Yes, such a mind, a fully educated mind, disciplined mind, free from all kinds of vasanas. What is the nature of that mind? Prashantamanasam. Such a mind is peaceful. Shantarajasam. It is free from all rajas. Akalmasham, free from all impurities. So free from tamas and rajas, it is filled with sattva. So such a yogi, possessing such a mind which is free from all impurities, absolutely peaceful, such a mind easily comes and absorbs in the self. So when that mind absorbs in the self, what is experience? Brahma Bhutam. Mind meditating on Brahman becomes Brahman. Brahmavit Brahmaiva Bhavati. Mind meditating on Brahman, how can it become Brahman? Actually, what happens is mind disappears. As the mind meditates on Brahman, mind disappears. Now what remains? Only Brahman. So that is called as Brahma Bhutam. So this yogi, having such a mind, becomes one with Brahman. Mind meditating on consciousness, what happens? Becomes consciousness. This is one way of saying. Or mind meditating on consciousness disappears. Both are right. Finally, what remains is only consciousness. Brahma Bhutam. So in that state, what happens to that yogi? Uttamam Sukham Upaiti. He attains that absolute supreme bliss. This is the thing to be attained. The same thought is in the next verse also. Yunjannevam sadatmanam. Yunjannevam sadatmanam. Yogi vigata kalmashaha. Yogi vigata kalmashaha. Sukhena brahma samsparsham. Atyantam sukhamashnute. Atyantam sukhamashnute. Yunjannevam sadatmanam. Yogi vigata kalmashaha. Sukhena brahma samsparsham. Atyantam sukhamashnute. In this way, Yunjannevam sada, all the time doing this again and again, again and again. So this has to be done constantly. Mind will go out, withdraw the mind, place it in the self. After some time, again when you are careless, mind will go out, again bring back, again bring back. So in this process, slowly, all the vasanas are exhausted. And then what happens? A time comes when Vigata kalmashaha, mind is free from all kinds of impurities. Evam sada atmanam yunjan sukhena brahma samsparsham atyantam sukham ashnute. A time comes when the mind is easily, the person is able to withdraw the mind without any difficulty because vasanas are not there. Sukhena means very easily. Withdrawal happens very easily. Abidance happens very easily. So this is a proof that that person is established in yoga. So in that state, sukham, atyantam sukham asnute. Again and again the same topic. Infinite bliss. Where is this bliss coming from? Brahma samsparsham sukham, which is the nature of Brahman. Out of the contact with Brahman, this bliss comes. Meaning, the nature of Brahman is, the nature of the self is bliss. That bliss he experiences. Now, such a person who is firmly abiding in the self, how does he live in this world? How does he see the world? That is the next topic. So these are all Dhyana Phalam. So that topic is taken up next. This person, when he is living in this world, how is he different from others? So that is a topic. So 29. Sarva bhutasthamatmanam. Sarva bhutasthamatmanam. Sarva bhutani chatmani. Sarva bhutani chatmani. Ikshate yoga yuktatma. Ikshate yoga yuktatma. Sarva सर्वभूतस्थमात्मानं सर्वभूतानि चात्मनि ईक्षते योगयुक्तात्मा सर्वत्र समदर्शनः. So what is his vision? Ikshate yoga yuktatma. So such a person is called a yoga yuktatma. The one who is endowed with this yoga, united in the self. So what is his vision? Sarvatra samadarshanaha. Everywhere he sees that truth alone. Yogarato va bhogarato va Sangarato va sangavihina Yasya brahmani ramate chittam Nandati nandati nandatyeva. The one whose mind is reveling in Brahman. Yogarato va bhogarato va, whether he is in yoga or bhoga. Sangarato va sangavihina, whether he is with people, without people, all alone, whatever he is doing. Brahmani ramate chittam. Mind is ever reveling in Brahman. So therefore, his joy is continuous and uninterrupted. So that is the state. Sarvatra samadarshanaha. He is firmly abiding in that self. So now when he opens his eyes and sees, even when he is interacting with the world, he sees that supreme truth alone. What is his vision? Sarvabhutastham atmanam. What does he see? Ikshate, he sees. What does he see? Sarvabhutastham atmanam. He sees that Atma residing in every being. Sarvabhutani cha atmani. And he finds all beings residing in the self. All beings residing in the self residing in all beings. This is his vision. What kind of vision is this? You see, seeing A in B and B in A, for this condition to take place, one entity has to be an illusion. Seeing water in wave, possible? Yes. Seeing wave in water, possible? Possible. What does it mean? One entity is an illusion, the other entity alone is reality. So wave is an illusion, water is real. So you can see one in the other in the first one. Seeing gold in ornaments, possible? Yes. Seeing ornaments in gold, possible? Yes. In the same way, he is seeing that self in all beings and all beings in the self. So what is real and what is an illusion? All beings are only illusion. What is there is only the self. He is not carried away by the names and forms. This is what happens. What are you seeing in yourself? You will see that thing outside. This is a law. What is your understanding about yourself? Swamiji, I am this body. Then you open your eyes, you will see only bodies. What is your understanding about yourself? You will superimpose that understanding upon others also. This is a psychology. If you are a liar, you will consider everybody to be a liar. If you are a truthful person, you will automatically trust everybody. These are all psychology. If I am crooked inside, I think that everybody is crooked only. You cannot trust anyone. But if you are a straightforward person, clean person, truthful person, you will start trusting everybody. You see, whatever training you give to your mind, that mind will project the world based on that training. So if you are wrongly training your mind, who then becomes your greatest enemy? Your own ill-trained mind. If you train your child in using abusive words, your child one day will use the same word against you. You see, mind is also like our child. What kind of training am I giving to my mind? When I am training my mind in likes and dislikes, in crookedness and wickedness, I think, oh, others are not knowing, only I am knowing. Atmaiva hyatmano bandhuhu, atmaiva rupuratmana. Now in the case of this Mahatma, how is the training given? Oh dear mind, understand, I am the self, not the body. Mind is fully educated. Oh, I am consciousness, not the body. Body is there today, tomorrow it is not there. Temporary, just a name and a form. But in essence, I am consciousness. This way the mind has been trained. Now when the mind looks outside, the mind sees. What does it see? Plants, animals, birds, human beings. What does it see? It pierces through the external name and form and sees the essence. How is it able to see the essence? It has seen the essence. Here, it will automatically focus the attention upon the essence there. This is the meaning Sarva Bhutastham Atmanam. Whoever comes in front, the mind automatically sees the self in that person. Meaning, the mind will see myself in that person. Self means what? It's me. I alone am in that person. Body is different. Hey, who cares about the body? Essence is the same. Then comes vision of oneness. Wherever there is vision of oneness, there is love, there is compassion, there is forgiveness, all values. Many times people say, oh, that person is a very selfish person. He only thinks about his liberation. So therefore he has gone to solitude, he is meditating. He doesn't care about the world. You see, such allegations come to these spiritual people. He's a selfish person, he is only thinking about his liberation. But those people who are working in the society for the welfare, they are great. On the other, Arey bhaiya, unless you have this knowledge, you can't do any service. True service, true selfless service comes out of knowledge. Otherwise, every service is selfish only. If you want to truly serve, you have to see the other person as yourself. Have you attained that vision? If you have not attained that vision, your service will be tainted with selfishness. Don't escape it. Wherever ahankara is there, ego is there, difference is there, to that extent the service becomes inferior. So the greatest service is possible only by a person who sees oneness. And the necessary condition to see oneness is, you must know who you are. Because oneness is not seen with the fleshy eyes. It is seen with Jnana Chakshu, the eye of understanding. Only an educated, spiritually educated mind can see that oneness. Sarvabhutastham Atmanam. Sarvabhutani cha Atmani. This is the second beautiful word. The whole, all living beings are existing in me, the self. So the first thing is self existing in all beings. The second one is all the beings existing in the self. Means what? All beings have no existence apart from the self. Self is everything, is the ultimate reality. What exists is only the self. No, but I am seeing the world. Where are you seeing the world? The world is seen because mind is there. You are seeing the world in the mind, the waking mind. So the whole world is existing in the mind. What is mind? Flow of thoughts. Where is mind existing? In consciousness. So world is existing in the mind. Mind is existing in consciousness. So where is the world existing? In consciousness. Sarva bhutani cha atmani. World has no independent existence other than the self. World has no existence. We think we are existing in the world. The truth is, world is existing in me. World has no existence apart from the mind, and mind has no existence apart from consciousness. So the ultimate reality is consciousness alone. So this Mahatma, if he closes his eyes, he is seeing the self. If he opens his eyes, he is seeing the self in the beings. In whichever way it is, he is seeing only the truth. So till now Bhagavan was using the term Atma. Now in the next verse Bhagavan uses the term I. See the next verse. Yo mam pashyati sarvatra.
Yo mam pashyati sarvatra.
Sarvam cha mayi pashyati.
Sarvam cha mayi pashyati.
Tasyaham na pranashyami.
Tasyaham na pranashyami.
Sacha me na pranashyati.
Sacha me na pranashyati.
Yo mam pashyati sarvatra. Sarvam cha mayi pashyati. Tasyaham na pranashyami.
Sacha me na pranashyati.
Yo mam pashyati sarvatra. The one who sees me everywhere. Sarvam cha mayi pashyati. And sees everything in me. Earlier what was the term used? Atma. Now the term used is I. So what does it mean? This Atma in us is none other than the Lord. So who is Sri Krishna? He is the very self in us. Makes it very clear. I am not some Vasudeva Nandana, Yashoda Nandana and all that. That's okay. But this is my real introduction. I am the self in all beings, the I in all beings. That's why suddenly this changeover. Otherwise we will think that Sammatma, Sammatma. What Sammatma? Know who is Bhagavan. He is ever with us, as the very self in us, as the very consciousness in us. Not somebody who was born in which yuga? Dwapar yuga. Even right now, even when we are listening to this, He is there. Yo mam pashyati sarvatra sarvam cha mayi pashyati tasyaham na pranashyami. He does not lose sight of me. Sajamena pranashyati. I don't lose sight of him. So such a Mahatma He is constantly experiencing my presence. Even when he is interacting with the world, he doesn't get carried away by the world. His attention is always upon me. And my attention is always upon him. The more and more you love Bhagavan, the more and more you come to know how much Bhagavan loves you. When you ignore Bhagavan, it appears Bhagavan is ignoring you. It is like, that mirror reflection. You look somewhere, it appears the reflection is also looking somewhere. But the moment you look at the reflection is looking at you. That is the relation between Jivatma and Paramatma. When you look at Bhagavan, you find that Bhagavan is ever looking at me only. Continuing. Sarvabhutasthhitam yo mam bhajatyekattvamāsthitah sarvatha vartamanopi sa yogi mayi vartate sarvabhutasthhitam yo mam bhajatyekattvamāsthitah sarvatha vartamanopi sa yogi mayi vartate. So such a person who is ekattvamāsthitah, firmly established in that one. Firmly established in that one. What is the starting point? Getting established in the self. This is the starting point. Starting point is not getting established in God in the outer world. No. Everything has a starting point and then a consequence. What happens first when you wake up from the dream? Is the first step knowing that the world is unreal, the dream world, or knowing yourself as a waker? Which comes first? You never thought about it. When you wake up, what comes first? You'll always find that you wake up by knowing yourself. The moment I know that I am the waker, and when you look at the dream world appears illusion. First, self-knowledge happens. Then illusory nature of the world happens as a consequence. It is never that, dream world is unreal, then you wake up. No, it doesn't happen that way. There is a sequence. So in the same way, through this meditation, ekattvamāsthitah, this is the first thing that has to happen. You come to know yourself as you are. As a consequence, sarvabhutasthhitam yo mam bhajati. As a consequence, you start seeing that truth in the world, in all beings. Reverse is never possible. Swamiji, I will first see God in others. Then I will try to see God in me. It doesn't happen. So, as your understanding about yourself gets clearer and clearer, as your delusion about yourself becomes, as you get rid of the delusion about yourself, slowly the delusion about the world also starts going away. Attraction of the world starts going away. Sukha buddhi, shobhana buddhi, satyatva buddhi, everything starts going away. Bhinna buddhi, satya buddhi, shobhana buddhi. These are all the buddhis we have about the world. World is different from me. Vinna buddhi, satya buddhi. The world is real. Sukha buddhi, world can give me joy. These are all delusions of life. As we get rooted in that self more and more, these things start just disappearing. Exactly like when the sun rises, the darkness disappears. So with this meditation, what happens? Sarvatha vartamanopi sa yogi mai vartate. When he gets firmly established in the self, sarvatha vartamanopi, whatever he may be doing, now he need not sit and meditate. In the beginning, yes, sitting and meditation is absolutely essential. You have to cut off from the world. You have to withdraw the mind. But once you are established, sarvatha vartamanopi, any time, whatever he is doing, he is in touch with that reality. Exactly like walking. In the beginning, when the child learns to walk, he has to pay attention. A little mistake and fall. But when that walking becomes effortless, then sarvatha vartamanopi. He will be running and playing and etc. He doesn't even pay attention to walking. At all times. That is a proof that you are established. Pashyan Srunvan Spashan Jigran Ashnan Gachan Swapan Shasaki Naiva Kinchit Karomiti Sarvatha Vartamanopi. The best example is a movie theater example. In the movie theater, you may be crying and weeping looking at the movie. But Sarvatha Vartamanopi, you are rooted. Where? The whole thing is a bluff. The reality is I am in this theater. For 2 hours I will be here. After that I will have to leave. I have another set of problems to solve. That is called as Yoga Rudha. Established in the truth. You may cry also in the theater. You may be miserable. Even then you are rooted in the truth. Remember that. Nobody can say this person is crying, so that means he has completely forgotten. So, no. Crying will continue at one side of the mind, and the truth will shine in the other side of the mind. Isn't it? That's it. So this Mahatma may cry also. Just because he is crying, don't say, oh, he is attached. Oh, he is a samsari. No. That's the meaning, sarvatha vartamanopi. What is the true proof of this Mahatma? Greatness of this his greatness is said in the next verse. There the topic ends. Atmopamyena sarvatra samam pashyati Arjuna sukham vayadi va dukkham Sayogi paramo mataha Atmaupamyena sarvatra samam pashyati Arjuna sukham vayadi va dukkham Sayogi paramo mataha. Such a yogi is the highest certificate from Bhagavan. Who is he? Atmopamyena sarvatra samam pashyati. The one who sees himself in everyone. Complete oneness. The BMIs are all different, but in essence it is me only who is functioning in everyone. And how does this express? Sukham va yadi va dukkham. Somebody's sorrow, he feels that it is his sorrow. Somebody's joy, he feels it is his joy. This is called identity, complete oneness. So when he sees somebody suffering, he becomes miserable. This is the height of perfection. See, there are 3 stages, Tamasic people, when somebody suffers, nothing happens to him. He is indifferent. He says, I am detached. He is a tamasic fellow. He is justifying his tamas as sattva. Nothing happens to him when others suffer. That is tamas. Rajas. What is rajas? He is disturbed when his near and dear ones suffer. He can feel that suffering. When his near and dear ones suffer, he is miserable. But otherwise he is indifferent. That is rajas. What is sattva? Anyone suffers, he feels the suffering. All the good things that have happened in this world, the great service-related activity, they all have happened because of this vision of oneness. That is the glory of this knowledge. Once you gain this knowledge, you cannot quietly when you see the sufferings of others. Puja Gurudev came down from the Himalayas. He was happy. Atyantam Sukham, fully blissful in the Himalayas. Why should he come down? In fact, his Guru also told Tapanji Maharaj, hey, stay back. Nobody will understand what you are going to teach. And nobody wants it also. But then Gurudev felt as though Ganga Mata was speaking to him. My dear child, you see, I am flowing from Himalaya down to serve everybody. Don't you think that you gain this knowledge? You should also give it. He could not stay there. Atma upamyena sarvatra. When you know that you are capable of relieving the suffering of somebody, then you can't. That guilt will eat you. Gurudev tried his level best to avoid that. Maybe I am imagining that Ganga is speaking to me. Next day again when he has to go to take bath, again he feels Mother is talking to him. A time came when this voice became so loud, he just could not ignore it. You see, that is the glory of this knowledge. The glory of this knowledge is you cannot but serve. This knowledge and selfishness cannot go together. So that is why this is the most auspicious thing. Nischayena yoktavya. This is one thing to be done by everyone. We must strive our level best to gain this knowledge. Atmano mokshartham jagadhitaya. You are blessed with the highest state. In the process, you become a blessing for the whole world. That is the glory of this knowledge. Actually, the chapter is over here, but Arjuna raises some questions, and therefore this chapter continues. That question we will see tomorrow. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri